Second box, $250,000. I'm like, no. In my head, I'm like, shh. No. Next box, $100,000. And I've gone, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucked.
There's one more thing I wanted to speak to you about. We've obviously discussed in length your Big Brother period.
Yes.
You've actually been on another TV show, haven't you?
Yes.
You was a contestant on Deal or No Deal. Talk to us about that. How did that come about?
Yeah, that was class. That was really fun, actually. Like, the whole experience was quality. That was another one of them things. But I thought, well, I was in a lot of bloody gambling issues. So I thought, right, let's apply for this. This is before Big Brother. I thought, let's apply for it.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you've got an audition or whatever. Ended up getting off at Bristol Temple Meads instead of the train. The place was in Bristol.
Right.
But I walked. I didn't realise how far the walk was. Trekked it like in the rain from Temple Meads. I literally turned up to my audition like a drowned rat, like not joking, shivering. Like we bloody carry a bag of some variety here again. Like turned up like I'm here for my audition. Yeah, went through like that sort of phase. They just did. It's weird. They do some group games and some interviews, and then they're just like, we might contact you, we might not. Now I was told that they can take years to get back to you, but this is genuinely true. I was the fastest contestant from audition to show. 2 weeks later, I was literally playing the game.
Really?
They rung me like 4 days later and said, yeah, look, we want you to come on. Can you be free like this time next week? They said, yeah, no problem. Obviously, I was buzzing.
Yeah.
So they put you up in like a lovely hotel. It's like a Mercure in Bristol. Very nice hotel.
Yeah.
Put you up in there. A breakfast bar to die for. Like, well, and I love a free hotel. I mean, I honestly love it. With COVID, it's been a bit of a nightmare, but I love a free hotel. Like, love a free hotel. This breakfast bar had the world on it. Like, they even actually in the evening, because they were serving like moussaka and stuff, not for me. And I was saying, you got some cheesy chips or something? He'd be like, yes, sir. And like, come out like a bowl, the smallest bowl ever, about 4 chips in it. But I appreciated the effort. So it's weird though, because when you first get there, the people that are there have been. So they film like 3 or 4 a day,
right?
And you see 1 a day, obviously on TV.
Mm.
So when you get there, the first people you see are people that have been playing. They're very tight knit because you're new going into the group.
Mm.
So you have to kind of like, it's quite a weird vibe. They're all really nice people.
So you're staying in the hotel with all these people?
Everybody's staying in the hotel. So when I got there at night, they're all in like the lobby and that, because I think some guy that was like quite popular in the group had won money that day.
Right.
So I didn't know these people very well. And the first day, normally on the first show, the newbie's supposed don't say anything.
Yeah.
But some lady was playing. I didn't really know anything about her. They obviously knew her because they'd been playing with her for weeks. And she had a ridiculous board, like lots of reds.
Yeah.
But he made her a very good offer. And he said, does anyone have anything to add? No one said anything. So I was like, right. I said, I've done the odds. I've done the maths in my head. And I said, just take it. I said, I know you might think it looks good. I said, but you're going to smash through that right side. I said, really, it's a good offer. She no doubt, and it was like $250,000, $75.50, and she went home with basically nothing.
Oh, what, she didn't take it?
Yeah, but Noel was like really shocked. He was like, you're new. I was like, yeah. I was like, well, I've got an opinion. If no one's... you know what I mean? I'm here to say something, aren't I? So, yeah. I mean, went through the shows. The worst part, though, was that they do 2 weeks and a week off. So I was on the off week, so I had to go back to work.
Oh.
Like knowing that when I go back up, it was going to be like sort of my time, because you don't know when your game is.
Oh.
So they do a little sort of mini game before each show, like a warm up.
Do they?
So just like, I don't know, like a beanbag, I don't know, something like that, just to warm you up. Producer will come in, spin around, and they'll be like, right, it's you playing. So it got to the day before, and I thought, right, you kind of know when you're coming up, because I'd done like 18, 19 shows. So I'm thinking, right, my time is coming. So I went with my mate Chris. Now, I don't ever touch anything, right? I've never touched any drugs or anything in my life. Never, ever, never will. I can't stand it. But he said, I think it was called Tremadol, is it? Or something. It might have been some sleeping tablets or something, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because I was shitting it because I was going to be up the next day.
How do you know? You just had a feeling? Or?
Yeah, I just, like, I think I'd done like 17, 18, 19 shows. So you just think, right, I'm probably going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
So he gives me this sleeping tablet. I think it was, I could be wrong. It was a sleeping tablet, whatever. But Jesus, it had the opposite fucking effect. I was bouncing off the walls. Mate, I was going mental. Like,
Sean Atwood special, I think.
Mate, and I said to the guy at the desk, I was like, because we were in room 101, and I said to him, because I was like, I'm not missing the breakfast bar if I'm up tomorrow. I was like, please wake up call. He was like, yeah, 101. So I was like, 101, yeah? Like making sure about 4 times. He's like, yeah. Bouncing off the wall, obviously, I've crashed like hard. I've woke up, producer danging down the wall. Bus outside, you've got to get gone now. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? They've done the wake-up call for like 110 or something, so I've not got the wake-up call. Man, I'm scrambling to a breakfast bar. They've got me a foam, box. I've thrown some like hash browns in. We've got to the thing, they're doing the warm-up game. I shit you not, I'm laid down on the sofa, like not wanting to move. Like, I felt horrendous, like not wanting to move.
How much sleep do you think you'd had?
Oh, next to nothing. But obviously the effects of it had obviously kicked, the sleeping tabs already kicked in.
Yeah.
When it was time to get up.
Oh God.
And like I'm like joining in the games, and so 3 shows are done. Typically as well, I was always going to leave box 12 because it's Plymouth Argyle's number.
Right.
The game before, 250,000 was in 12, which I thought was I thought if I won one game before, like, it's going to be. I was never going to go all the way. I had a brain in mind, target in mind, but it got to the last show of the day, and I just thought, I'm like, please don't meet me, please don't meet me. Like, I'm in my head, I'm just begging, like, just give me till tomorrow. They're like, oh, it's your turn, and I'm just thinking, oh fuck, like, all right. So I psych myself up. I'm shitting it at this point because you're backstage, like waiting, like, because. They say it's obviously not predetermined, but obviously it is because you're going up.
Yeah.
You pick a ball out from a ping pong ball, pick bloody 12, didn't I, as my box randomly, which is a bit of thing. Very quickly to add, by the way, it's quite funny because they definitely had people staying in that hotel listening in the conversations.
Really?
Because when we were on the show, he'd ring up and be like, oh, he would be like, oh, didn't you say you wanted like 12.5 grand or something? And they'd said that the night before. I'd been literally next to them when they said it at a table. Like, he would literally mention things that people had said to each other privately. So definitely were like...
So they had a mole.
I think they definitely had something going on, while they were there. But yeah, so it was my turn. And as I say, I've spoke, in my head, I'm like, right, I've probably got to pay off a few grand. Like, I borrowed before I got in there and promised people. I'm like, yeah, it'd be fine. I'm like, right, 10 to 15, just get out, whatever round it is. Not round 1, but I'm like 10 to 15, just get out. I was like, right, here we go. First box is a blue. Like, right, great way to warm up. Second box, 250,000. I'm like, no. In my head, I'm like, shit. No. Next box, 100 grand. And I've gone, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucked. Because obviously they don't know the shit I'm in. I'm like, oh no. All I got in my head is Kersey, our minibus driver, going, where's my fucking money? Like, you know what I mean? I know I've got that like knock at the back of my head. I'm just thinking, oh my fucking God. Like, so I got through the next few rounds. Like, the offer had got up to like 3.5 grand, something like that. And I'm like, I was thinking, it's like, do I go? Like, I was like, that's enough of it. Like, I could sort myself out. But I was like, no, I'll push one more. So I pushed one more, but I spoke to him on the phone because he said to me, I spoke to him on the phone because I managed to keep
the banker.
I'd kept the 75 and the 35 in, and I spoke to him and he said, oh, how much do you want? And I said, give me 8.5 grand. He said, don't take the fucking piss, is what he said to me down the phone. He does speak, he is there. He said, don't take the fucking piss, is what he said to me.
And he swore as well.
Yeah, and hung up, because obviously they can't hear him on the actual thing. Hangs up. He offered me 7 grand, a large fries and an apple pie, which I got, by the way. They actually legally had to give that to me, but I took the 7 grand. I was like, look, in my head, I'm like, that's enough for me to have money over, pay off stuff. And then I just took out all the big numbers and I had £1 in my box. It was funny though, because the last box, they always do that box 23 gamble.
Yeah.
You can like win it all. I was never taking it, but I milked the fuck out of that. 23 is my lucky number. I was like properly like, I thought I'd give him a show. I was like, in my head, I'm like, never taking it. I'm like, well, I don't know. I was like, do I do it sort of thing? And then trying to like get a bit of, get out there.
I like that you were shattered. You didn't even want to do it and you still got to that point and went, looks good if I now give him something.
Yeah, you got to give him a bit of a show, haven't you? I thought, well, you got to give him the sweat. You got to make it look like a slow roll.
What do you mean the large fries and the apple pie?
Yeah, that was part of the offer. I won £7,000, a large fries and an apple pie. That was actually part of the offer.
You must be the only person that's been offered food as well, eh?
Yeah, I got it as well. I actually got it.
So do they? This is probably a really boring question. Do they give you a check? Do they bank transfer you?
No, they bank transfer it, but it took a while actually
Did
to
it?
get it. Yeah, the Big Brother money was like the next day. I think it pretty much
Was
went
it?
in. Yeah, it was really quick. Maybe 2 days after.
Yeah.
But the Deal or No Deal money was ages, and I was waiting for it. I got that. I actually remember I paid it off, bought a brand new TV, and I blew the rest on a lads' weekend in Blackpool.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a lovely way to finish it.
I literally got my pay, lost it in Betfred, come back up to the work computer, took a Wonga loan, and lost that in the same 45, 50-minute period.